One last set, right? Last day, Animal Kingdom. It's gonna be a good day. We're gonna head probably straight to Everest and go get that done. So I'll see you guys when we get into the park. Good morning.
Water after this.
Huh? Well, that's where we're going. So I'll see you guys when we get onto the ride. Number one.
Hello, explorers! Say hello to Donald and his friends as they return from their sail down the Discovery River.
So everything you'll see in here is from the hall.
Tower over there too. Yeah.
That was awesome. I think I liked it in the front the best.
For that part.
Look at him eating his too. You've been bragging about all this stuff. You can't make that
Typically have some pretty good luck, so go ahead and have those cameras on ready to go all the time. Because I cannot stop for every single animal, and every animal definitely won't be stopping for us. Also, hold on extra tight to all of your loose items, because if anything so happens to fall outside the truck, you're not allowed to get out and get it, no matter how valuable that item is. And just for your safety, stay completely seated at all times. Don't stand up to the animals. I'm actually going to get quite a few holes on the road. Yeah, we don't want anybody to get hurt. All that.
Will the algae or fall?
I think that's what 7cc lagoon looked like if they didn't have the water flowing through it.
Big black and white bird there at the Saddleville store. Thanks, you got the name?
Oh, he's up in the back, yeah.
From the saddle, and they will around up the further to the email, looks like you don't copy. Zebra, because of their white and black striped legs. Giraffe is the only living known relative of the giraffe.
Yep.
Each share a very similar structure with them, available copies. They have ossicles at the very top of their head. Plus a really long tongue they'll use to grab leaves off the branches. And they can even lick their eyes, ears, and even nose if they have to. Copies are also extremely shy animals, which is why they were not discovered until 1901. Up until then, so they were pretty much just a museum.
Did you just send them a picture if you like that?
Alright, looks like next step here to our left-hand side. There's a black rhino out there. That's less than 5,000 of this black rhino in the entire world today, simply because they are both just for those kids important. Black rhinos can also weigh around 3,000 pounds fully grown, and they do have a pointed upper lip. They can easily grab leaves from small bushes and trees in the area. Rhinos also have 3 toes on each foot and can charge at speed of 35 miles an hour. Up ahead here as well on our right side, these are reddish brown and look, these are some bongos. Nicknamed the Ghost of the Forest, rarely dare ever seen. Both the male and female bongos have hands. They are back to the outside head. That way they can.
Oh, yeah, go right up to us.
Over to our left hand side here,
This one right here.
right there, you can see it.
Cool.
We'll be about 5 feet tall, and we can easily tell our female. But they do not have any more. Only males are able to grab them. We can actually get out 6 feet in length. And it's actually the longest one on the hand.
It's like doing.
They only bongo the greater group we just saw back there. They're not actually related because they share the same white stripes on their backs. Now, looks like we'll be heading out of the forest down to the Sapi River now. Hopefully the Sapi River will find some of those. But you've got to keep a close eye because once it goes underwater, it should be pretty hard to see those at the time. Then again, looking for big rocks underwater. Keep a close eye out down there. The hippos are nocturnal animals, rarely ever coming out of water for too long, especially during the day. Their skin will dry up and overheat to get fully grown hippos, they can also weigh well over 5,000 pounds. Very territorial.
Yeah.
Not afraid to show it. So you definitely don't want to get too close to them.
Oh, they're over here.
No, they're all.
Another thing
They're all in the shade.
Take a deep breath, sink all the way down to the bottom, and then walk those balls down. Whenever we're ready for the rest of the we'll simply get themselves right back up to the top, take another deep breath, and then sink right back down. And as we get around the corner here, we get our pilot door, heading down on our left. Down to the seat. So we can safely see the water. We around the corner here. Alrighty, as we cross over this rickety bridge here down our shore, left there's a Nile crocodile. They They can get about 20 feet long, around 500 pounds. They can very easily overturn the body on top of these. They typically eat about once a week. However, they're resting to the end of that water cover with the ground. Crocodiles on land and on the back. Crocodiles down in the water and calm. And then you see the crocs later on the shore, they're out wide open. It's not because they want to eat you. It's just because they're actually trying to cool off. That's how we'll do it. They'll play on the shore and open their mouths as wide as they can, simply because they do not sweat like us. Right over to the right side here, that strange upside-down looking tree, there's a baobab tree. It's not actually upside down, it's just leafless, and it can stay like that up to 9 months of the year. That way it can conserve water in its trunk to survive long periods of drought. Because of that, it's also known as the tree of the light, and they can live to be over 1,000 years old. One of the best views of the savannah from up here. Out on the savannah, the animals will actually work together to shape how the land looks out here. Elephants knock down any and all trees that are in their way. Giraffes eat the other sides of the trees. And the Napa watch come along, eating up the grass, keeping everything nice and tidy out here. Like we get to the bottom of the hill here. There's some springbuck at the head here to our right. They actually got the name because they can springboard them in the air. About 6 feet repeatedly when frightened. 13 feet when running. Pretty much as big as they get. They only get about 3 feet tall and can typically run about 15 miles an hour when they need to. Pretty good out there. Also, just up ahead, quite a few giraffes all over the place up here. Very easy to find out here. See them outside rallies, right on the rough edge of the ground spot. Reticulated giraffe actually have more of this. Leaves up ahead on their brown spots. Now, plus you can even see the ossicones right on the very top of the giraffe's head. It's the same skin-covered organs that the male copies have. You also rarely ever catch a giraffe down in the wild. It would just take way too long for them to get up in a hurry for predator was to come by. Which is why giraffes actually sleep standing up at night, which isn't too much of a problem for them, considering the fact that they only sleep for about 30 minutes every night. Then they actually pretty much spend the rest of their time sleeping. In fact, those giraffes eat so much they have a dark purple tongue, so let's not get sunburned while they do it. That tongue of theirs can also be used around as long as your forearms, so they can easily grab leaves off of the high branches. Let's see if we can get a little better view from here. Further over to the left, looks like an African wild dog down on our left. Then you go to the cave, and then also one further back on the left, and there's further rock wall out there. Now they're also known as the Asia dog because of the markings on their fur. They are one of the most successful hunters here in Africa. Pretty much your prey down to the point of exhaustion. That's because those wild dogs actually work really well as a team together, and they all care for their little. Let's see, the only part they make a high pitched noise at this point. Further over to the left here, on some of those wildebeest, that's further back on the left, you see the lamppost back there. They are the official emblem of this reserve, and the darker their fur color, the more dominant that they are. In fact, they use those curved horns to help defend themselves. And the most dominant, they flash turn a jet black.
You get a giraffe again. You get a giraffe again.
Just around my next corner out there. Looks like there's a giraffe standing right down the road. So I'll have to hang out here for just to get on the way. It takes too long. Plus on either side of the truck of your horse and permanent mounts, the animals like to use them as scratching posts because they can be just about as hard as concrete. Eventually, over time, wear down like the one further out to the right. So this one animal up here on the right, we'll use them like a perch so they can look out a little bit. So yeah. Alrighty, looks like we're back from the food mill. Let's see if we can get over there and get a little bit better view, hopefully. Alrighty, just up ahead here, looks like there's also some big woolly cattle up here as well. Big brown and white animals. Like the large white horses up here. The big white horns they have to be look really heavy, but they're not. They're actually hollow with a honeycomb-like structure inside. That way they can pump their blood there and keep themselves cool. They are also a sign of wealth. More than you have, the wealthier that your feet. However, they're also sometimes known as the Wachusett cattle, as they were actually first domesticated by the Wachusett tribe. Those giraffes and the cattle out here to our right.
Wolf, out of that one.
I'll save the price and put the food in there.
Yep. They don't want feeding times. And they know these trucks don't bring food. They know what trucks do. They're not stupid.
They'll be on the right side, very short. You know, we can very see Taiwanese zebras are found out here on black and white stripes, simply because they do have a black nose. They also have a very powerful kick, strong enough to break the jaw of a lion. And each zebra striped coat is unique. That zebra nose are the same, just like our fingerprints. They're all different for each and every zebra. Also out there to the far right, at the top of the hill, the gray animals. Those are some wildebeest way out there on the right. And wildebeest young can actually run within 15 minutes after birth. Otherwise, they will hit left behind. They're also known as news because of the grunting sound that they make.
More cattle in the middle there too.
We'll see if we can find any more on the head here. And then you maybe find out a few more giraffes on the left, it looks like. Alright, zebras here on the far right side, and then we're back headed down. Now, they have other countries up there. Anytime elephants feel the need to come, they'll just knock down and eat all three of their way to make the river. So, let's see if we can find the head here. Surprise, a fully grown elephant can hide around out here. There's one car back there on the right, blends in super well. Way back there, hidden.
Way over. Yeah. I can see the tusk.
See
the tusk hanging down there.
Males actually break away from the herd, sometimes even form smaller bachelor groups. I don't see any more around. That's most likely a male. We can also very easily tell he's an African elephant as well, just by the shape of his ears. That is the shape of Africa, and their greatest threat is humans poaching for their ivory tusks and loss of habitat. Around hundreds of elephants are poached every single day. That's about one every 15 minutes. What's important now about the conservation efforts to help save these beautiful elephants, otherwise they could go extinct as soon as 10 years if nothing changes. Now we're going to head on down to Cleveland and see if we can find the elephants hanging out down there as well. Now the elephant's trunk is also very powerful. It's a combination of their nose and upper lip. It has over 100,000 different muscles in there. Typically holds about 5 gallons of water inside of it. Elephants hanging out. Then you right here, yeah. Now over to the left here, some greater flamingos. They can get about 5 feet tall, weigh around 9 pounds. They're actually the largest flamingo. However, they're the least amount, I think, of them. The lesser flamingos have more of a pink coloring all their body. But the greater flamingos actually got their pink coloring from their diet. So I've seen shrimp that they eat. And a group of flamingos is also called a flamboyant. Just one flamboyant can have up to 200,000 flamingos.
I love how they can bend their neck all different ways. Like the one going sideways and then over his back. Try that with your neck, Jeff. Turn it and
Alright, out there to the far left, looks like some white rhinos hanging out there. Now, white rhinos are much bigger than black rhinos. They get about 5,000 pounds fully grown. They have large, wide mouths. very easily grasp right off the ground. However, they can assist you when they go see clearly about 10 feet in front of their face. Anything else further than that is pretty much just a blur to them, which is why they rely on the brakes and the hearing and the smell to help them get around. And a group of rhinos, that is also called a crash. A crash of rhinos. You can see the mud hole they've made out to the left extract to make them like that, so they can roll around and glue off into the mud. That mud also acts as a natural sunblock and bugger belt because the rhinos actually have very little under somewhere here. They're also keep themselves coated really well in that mud throughout the day looks like. These white rhinos, they also did not get their name because of their skin. It's actually a grayish color without the subtle name. However, they did get the name because they were first discovered. They were actually called the Vite rhino. That is V-I-T, and Vite, it actually translates to the word wide. As you can see, those white rhinos are very wide. So it's basically just a misunderstanding on how they got the name white rhino. Over to the left of here, these fish cheetah two hanging out on the hills. We'll look out for them. Cheetahs can actually run about 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds. They also use a long tail to help them steer while they're running, and they have the largest cast they can turn. However, they do have non-retractable claws though, so it's not the type of cast you want to make them. And males of the cheetahs are very skillful because of how fast they can run, but they're not. They can really only do it for short periods of time, and then they do have to rest. And the group of cheetahs is also called a coalition. Coalition of cheetahs. Cheetahs are also the smallest of larger cats here in Africa. They typically weigh about 100 pounds. And they also don't hunt anything bigger than themselves because they're typically pretty much afraid of anything and everything bigger than them. Go ahead and check around the corners. See if we can find any more of those white rhinos. It seems like there's some ostrich up ahead here. They'll be on our right side shortly. Being a very tell the ostrich are female because they do have great feathers. Male ostriches are actually much bigger and they're black feathers. Those ostriches are also the fastest thing on the 2 legs when they want to be. They run about 40 miles an hour and they their wings up while they're running to help them steer. And if you ever look close enough at the size of the ostrich's eyeball, it's actually bigger than their brain. Also down there on the right, laying down the brown look there, that is a crosswalk there related to the wildebeest. And they're very shy animals, and unfortunately they are released in the wild because they're hunted for the beautiful coat they have. Alrighty, over to the far left, laying down back there by the pile far out on the left. There's a few warthogs out there. They're actually the largest burrowing animals, and they live back in their burrows with their tusks facing out. That way, they can easily chase away predators that may come by. However, they can also reuse older abandoned burrows from other animals if they'd like to as well. Sometimes, well, kneel down on their front legs, lay down, or even sit down, depending on how low their food is, because they do have short necks, and it does make it really easy on them sometimes. Over to the far right, looks like some oryx and bombs back there again on the right side. Oryx cooling about there, so actually lightening their fur color in the summertime. It's in the winter time, so they can have the truck. And typically raise their body to 150 degrees without breaking a sweat. That is how they go about 9 months without drinking a drop of water. Hanging out up ahead here. Cool thing about them is actually eat up a bunch of the plants most animals leave behind, but actually helps clean up the area around here. The primary use is also to produce some dairy products, such as goat milk and cheeses. They don't require a whole lot of space to live on like cows do. It makes them very popular for that reason. Now, most of the animals you've seen on our reserve today are either endangered or pretty close to extinction.
Yeah, some of them are.
Which is why they're only found on reserves like this. So if you want to help some animals out, space information generation. At any merchandise location here in the park. I will be dropping you guys off after here towards the coast around there. It's just a short walk past your Harambe village or wherever else you're traveling today. If you'd like to check some more animals out, head on over to one of the walking trails here in the park. There is Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Right here in Africa, you're going to see more African animals. But you know, a little more native species. I like tigers, bats, Komodo dragons, and many more. Of course, if you ever want to come on back for another safari, you're more than welcome.
We're at Satu'li Cantina. I got the cheeseburger pods. Look pretty good. And some vegetable chips. The chicken's really good. Cool.
saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's here in the lab.
I know. Maybe.
I don't want to know if it's gonna. Well, depends on which side you go.
And be worn at all times while in line and on the attraction. Guests that do not comply will be asked to leave. Please abide by the queue markings, maintain physical distancing, and use the hand sanitizer dispensers provided. Thank you.
Passage, flying on the back of this powerful animal called an Ikron, or as we call it, a banshee. The way you're going to do this is by being matched to something called an avatar. They're created by blending human DNA and Na'vi DNA. Once we match you to an avatar, thanks to a special link chair, your mind will be able to control that avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Let's watch this piece by Dr. Ogden, who runs the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Jackie Ogden from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. You're about to experience a ceremony that's very special to the Na'vi. Connecting to an Ikron and flying on its back is an incredibly important rite of passage they call Ikni Maya. With permission from the Na'vi and in partnership with Alpha Centauri Expeditions, we can now bring this amazing experience to you.
We establish a link using powerful psionic amplification equipment. A human driver is connected to an avatar, which could be physically hundreds of kilometers away. When you follow our technician into the link chamber, you'll see a series of 16 link chairs. Please go to the number that matches the number you're standing on now. First, stow your gear in the storage containers on the back wall. This should include all bags, cameras, and other items, including cell phones. It's important to push them all the way into the bin. Then get onto the chair as you would a bike. Straddle the seat, step forward, and sit down. Slide your hips forward until you are against the chest pad, and then move your feet all the way forward. Wait until you're seated before you put on your flight visors. Hold on to the hand grips as shown. It's important to hold on to the hand grips at all times. After you're seated, back and leg restraints will be firmly engaged. For your safety, throughout this entire experience, always remain seated and supervise your children.
I wouldn't pick it on that.
Once the link takes place, you'll be connected to your avatar and sitting on the back of an Ikron. It'll feel like you're really there. Moments later, you'll begin your flight. A Na'vi guide will lead you out. You'll experience the breathtaking beauty of Pandora, but you might also face some of its greatest challenges. Some of this flight might be intense, but trust your guide and be brave. As the Na'vi say during this important rite of passage, Stivak Ho, rise to the challenge. Good luck.
All right, you ready? Let's get you into the link chamber.
Attention travelers, you will be restrained at a height for...
We're at Nomad
Wait on
Lounge.
one churro. Okay. Not five, no rush. Thank you.
We're at Nomad Lounge and I got these smoked pork ribs and they look delicious. And we're gonna split some mac and cheese, lobster mac and cheese too. I had this the other day. I have to get it again.
And Dad's eating styrofoam.
One last premium bar before we leave. Yeah, one last look at the front entrance of Animal Kingdom.